We've got all the ingredients for a perfect Queensland day. There's a half cut, a V8 engine, a mechanical stig, a and a shed full of tools waiting to be combined into a mad triple unicorn salad of awesomeness.
So this morning we've got the stage cut back on the hoist. We're just going to take it up first and drop the front subframe out. Once that's out, we're going to cut the factory mounts off the crossmember, and at the same time while it's out, we're going to also make some chassis spaces. So we're actually going to move the crossmember down in the body. That'll give us a bit more clearance around the tunnel. Will also give us a bit of clearance for the dump pipe and things like that. So long term, it's going to be heaps better for the project.
You're saying his car's too low?
Yeah.
No such thing, bro.
Really? I didn't pick you for a stance kid.
It's not a stance kid, it just looks better when it's low.
Stance kid.
Watch your melon, bro.
Crow scrub. We've pulled the crossmember out, ground it down, cut a bit more out of it to clear the diff. So the front diff has been our major problem of getting the engine to fit in place because it's an R160 diff, so it's quite large. It's the next size up from what they have on the RB engine. So it's obviously clearance for the RB diff, and this one's heaps bigger, so we've had to cut away some of the crossmember and reshape it to get it to fit in beside the rack. So we've done that. We've put just 10 mil of spacer on it just to give us a little bit of space between the booster and the crossmember. It hasn't affected anything as far as all the steering still fits in that, so no problem there. Now we're just going to bolt up the crossmember again at the back, the rear, and then we're going to move the engine around, try and get the perfect spot for it, then look at mounting it permanently. Our crossmember spacing has done what we wanted it to do. We've got it down a little bit more room around the rack. We've actually been able to move the engine back to where it's supposed to be via, the gearbox mount lines up now. We've still got rack tower to diff mating, so we've still got to do something about that. We've pulled the booster out, and because Nissan and Subaru use the same suppliers, they're virtually identical. So we know that there's a smaller version of the Subaru booster that's only about 200 rounds. So we're going to probably try and put that in the car. So that'll give us heaps of valve cover clearance. Then we'll start looking at the mounts, but we have to have it sitting right first.
At this stage, we've got a few different options for mounting. We can either move the whole driveline forward a little bit, which will just mean making a new crossmember mount and extending the tail shaft, or we can use this factory cross member and then potentially offset the engine in the bay. But we've still got to worry about this rack clearance, because at the moment the diff is hard up on it. Like, we've got to tweak it a little bit, and whatever we do, we're still going to be better off to use a smaller booster. So we've got to sort of just play the balancing game. Like, there's plenty of steering clearance, but the actual rack is hard up on the diff. So it's just sort of working out what's going to fit what and where the best position is long term for everything, because we've still got to worry about dump pipe clearance, exhaust clearance, intercooler piping clearance. Like, there's a lot of things that are going to revolve around putting the engine in the right spot. So if we don't get that right, it's going to affect, like, it's going to have an exponential effect on everything else. So, I mean, we are making everything anyway, but it's easier to get it right the first time rather than have to chop and change 10,000 things because of one decision that was wrong. So I'd rather get the setup right the first time, even if it takes a whole day, than cause shitstorms forever. How I imagined it was, we mount that like via 2 plates to the subframe and then box it in on the top, and I can actually weld to that edge there, and then just basically make like a C shape and then pin straight through.
Just with a nut.
Yeah, bolt like a stud and a nut, and then it's never going to go anywhere. And that's how they are factory. Basically, it's just, instead of having a big rubber block, it's got the shackle mounts in it instead, so it's stronger. Because even if those bushes fail, it'll never go anywhere.
Won't go anywhere.
So we've got all the engine mount cut in, so remove all the old mounts off the cross member. New tube spindle mounts are all in there, so a few little oddball tweaks here and there, but we're getting there. Engine's centered in the bay now, so all the lengths are right,
And it fits.
CVs line up.
You doubted me, bro.
I never doubted you, bro. I doubted Nissan.
So when you boys come back, we'll pull the engine again. We'll do the cross member completely, like we've cut parts of it out, so we're going to have to box them back in and weld it all up. Weld the mounts properly. We'll TIG those and finish off the gearbox mount, which has just been sort of roughly modified to get the engine in position at the moment. And then we can start building exhaust manifolds. We'll have a turbo by then. Yeah, we pretty much go for it next time. So we might have a bit more time too.
It's going to be rad.
Do it.
Next time on the double unicorn Stagea build, we open boxes, weld things and spin turbos with our fingers while making choo-choo noises.